this video we're going to take a look at how you calculate your bills. And there are many types of bills. Probably the most common one, the one that every house would have, is your ESB bill. Now, and the way an ESB bill works is the more you use, the more it will cost you. And just if we look at the standard layout of an electricity bill here first, you've got the person's name and address up here. And then you have, and I know this is maybe a bit difficult to see, but you've got their billing period. So that's the time at which that this bill stands for. So in this case, it's the 6th of May to the 2nd of July, and then the date of issue, then the person's account number, and this MPRN is just refers to their address, whatever. But here's the kind of important stuff here now. The meter readings. And when you're calculating someone's bill, it's always the meter, the last time the person read the meter, and then when they come back today and they see that there's a different number on it. So the meter reading is the present value minus the previous value. So let's just keep the numbers smaller, just say for an example. Let's just say I read the meter on the 1st of May and there were 20 units used, and I came back on the 1st of July and there were 50 units used. Then I have used 30 units in that time. And that's exactly what we have here. The present reading is 39,302, take away 38,830, and you can kind of ignore the A here. Now, so the electricity used, that's the actual reading. So if you take your calculator out, and I want you all to maybe start getting into the habit of using your calculator. Some of you are still maybe doing rough work and things for that. The numbers are just too complicated now in secondary school, so you need to start using your calculators to get more accurate results. So 38,830, so when you take that away, you can see that we've used 470 units. So that's this A figure here, 470 units. Now, just a little bit down here, you know, the previous balance was the amount that you owed in the last bill. Now, it was paid, so that means that it doesn't go onto this bill. If it wasn't paid, you'd have to add it onto this bill. So we've no outstanding debt, as we would call it. Now, but if we look at this now, there's this thing called a standing charge, and we had this before in one of our graphs. A standing charge, even though you may not use the electricity, the service is still being provided to you. So they charge you for that every day. So an example where this might be the case is, say for example, if someone had a holiday home and they might not be in it all the time, but it still costs the ESB money to provide a service to that house. So that's why they have this thing called a standing charge. And the standing charge is 25.20 cents a day. So this B figure, so the B figure is 58, so 58 days multiplied by 25.20. And now remember that's cent, okay? So multiply 58 multiplied by 25.20. Now this is cent. So our answer is 1,461.6 cents. Now I'm going to change that to euro. So to change cent to euro, you divide by 100. And that gives me 14.616 euro. So B is 14.616 euro. Now then, the units used, you're charged 14.10 cents for every unit that you use. Now how many units have we used? Well, it's our meter reading up here. We've used 470 units. So just remember that's what that figure up here was calculating. So 470, and here we have it here. So I've used 470 units and each one of those costs 14 cent. So 470 units multiplied by 14.10 cent. Now that gives me that figure, but that's in cent, so I'm going to change it to euro, so divide by 100. And that gives you 66.27 cent. Now, D is the total. So here we have it here. The total excluding VAT is D. So the total excluding VAT is this figure for the standing charge and this figure for the total units used. So I'm going to add them up on the calculator. 14.616 plus 66.27. Don't round off too early. Okay, we can always round off for a final answer. And that gives me 80 euro and 0.886 cent. So that's what D is equal to. Now, if we remember VAT from earlier in the year, VAT is value added tax. All the goods and services that we purchase have VAT attached to them. It goes to the government. So VAT is charged at 13.5%. So my bill at the minute is 80 euro and 0.886 cent. So I have to pay VAT at 13.5% of that. So how do we get 13.5%? Well, you can, as we showed you when we were doing the tax questions, multiply by 13.5% using your calculator. Okay, so multiply by 13.5 cents, so 88.886 multiplied by 13.5, there's the percent button. And that gives me 11.999, so basically that actually gives me, just rounded off, to 12 euro. So my VAT is 12 euro. The other way that you can find 13.5% is to divide by 100 and multiply by 13.5. So VAT, the VAT figure is E. See where it says VAT at 13.5%. So that's 12 euro. So my total bill is, so add this up, it's 92, using the calculator and round to 2 decimal places, 92 euro and 89 cent. So that's what goes into F here, 92 euro and 89 cent. So it's the same calculation all the time. Find out how many units that you've used by subtracting the present minus previous. Calculate your standing charge. So that's the amount that they charge you every day. It's the same for anyone with a phone line. Maybe you might not use the phone, but the service is still provided to you. So you work out the standing charge, then you work out the cost of your electricity. So there's the cost of the electricity, 14.10 cent per kilowatt hour. So we've used 470 units. So that gives us 66.27. Add the two figures together, then we calculate our VAT, and that gives us our final total.